Hello, my brothers. This is from Hell. It is Satanic from Hell. Welcome back to Corsair Factorio. Let's continue. Just playing the waiting game. Scarlet Fire. Oh my god, fucking kids content. Fuck these people. And in reality, they're fucking air sweats. Stop. Fucking stop. You look like clowns. I hate kids content on YouTube. Nice. Oh great, fucking twins.
A little bit of an audio and lighting difference in the videos I'm making at the moment because I'm not at my usual workshop, so I'm improvising a sort of mini studio, so to speak. So the subject of this video is cotton candy, or candy floss as we call it in the UK. And here's a couple of cotton candy producing heads, candy floss machine heads. But I'll show you how the principle of candy floss works in the first place. So I'll just put these out of the way. The principle of candy floss is this. You have a spinning drum with very small holes round the edge and a heat source. You pour sugar into the middle and this drum is spinning at very high speed and it throws the sugar against the outside of the drum, but because the large crystals of sugar, shown in exaggerated sizes, can't go through those holes, it just sits in there and gets heated up. But as soon as the sugar reaches about 160 degrees centigrade or 320 degrees Fahrenheit, it's small enough that it actually melts.
What the fuck is centigrade? You mean Celsius?
It goes into a liquid which then forms little beads that just ooze through these holes, and then because it's spinning at high speed, they get thrown off at very high speed, trailing a thread of liquid sugar behind them, a sort of melted sugar. And because there's continually airflow through the unit and it cools those threads, it instantly forms basically threads of sugar. And that's all that candy floss is. It is just plain white sugar, usually with a food colouring added and sometimes a flavouring too. But you can just pour white sugar into these machines.
And then get a white fucking candy.
Let's take a look at the way the things are heated. The first one, and this is out of a toy candy floss maker, is the indirect method, where the sugar is heated by a heat source underneath. In this case, this spins above some heating elements. And when you pour the sugar in, it's trapped initially in this sort of, it's thrown out centrifugally against this surface here, which then, because it's pointing down the way, presses the sugar, it forces it into contact with this plate. It melts on that surface, and then as it gradually works up as a liquid, it's thrown out and travels up to the sides, and it can't escape the edge of this because it's a very close fit to the dish. So the only way it can escape that is if it's melted in its liquid form and it's reached the...
So in other words, this is the cheap Chinese one. Next.
So we can ooze out the edge over the lip and then it gets thrown out and formed into the candy. The other version is this one. Now, this one came from a professional candy floss machine, but a Chinese one. And it's very dubious inside. It's very typical Chinese. It's what you'd find at probably Chinese fairgrounds. And it's not really 100% electrically safe, as most of this stuff is. It's got this big motor underneath. It's got this pegboard cobbled circuitry on the side with a big stud triac. Then the motor comes out here, the end, the shaft, and it has a couple of brush holders that go on to... Oh, I'll just move this out of the way and dust off all the crusty sugar. It goes onto these brass slip rings. They then take the power up to the end. If I unscrew this, this is the port that you put the sugar in. That's a sort of perforated metal strip that stops it coming through until it's liquid. So if I unscrew this, it's very modular, but lots of exposed connections inside. It does have one redeeming feature in that sense, that the main switch on the side of the unit is double pole, which is a good thing really when you see how this thing's wired. So this comes off, and it's got the two brass connectors that go onto these spring terminals. And these spring terminals then go onto this flat ribbon heating element. And if I now take the top off this, it reveals a zigzag element inside, what looks initially like a ceramic insulating ring, and then this metal strip round the outside. Can I get that off? See if I can just prise that off. Oh, there it goes. And this is the strip that is going to stop the crystal sugar getting through but let the molten sugar through. The heater is basically, it turns out it's a metal housing with, it's just insulated with enamel paint, and you consider this thing's directly referenced to the mains, and there's no earth, and it just makes you think, you know, the whole head of this could come live, but hey, it's China, what do you expect? So
wow.
the element is just zigzagged up and down, and it's basically...
So they don't have regards for safety. I feel so safe.
It's a flat spiral, you might describe it. This metal is just a fairly coarse perforation, and then this is just placed in, and it springs out against the side under its own force. So the sugar's poured in through this hole. It's thrown out into the element itself. The sugar is physically in the element, which makes it even more odd because professional candy floss makers wishing to bang higher throughput from their machines sometimes moisten the sugar to make it mate better the heat element. It just seems to make it go through faster, because when you're used to making candy floss and you're making money out of making candy floss, you just want to bang candy floss out by the ton. But yeah, it goes through it sits against the heat element, melts, goes through these holes, and then ultimately goes through the fine perforated metal here and gets thrown out. This fan is also spinning, and it's basically to create a slight upward flow of air, partly to help set the candy floss to cool the sugar strands and dry it, but also to actually make sure the candy floss is a bias towards the top of the machine coming out the top, just a slight one, rather than actually getting sucked down into the mechanism and wrapping around the base. So getting back to this unit here, I doodled a schematic for this. Let's see if I can find my schematic. Here it is. And it turns out it's a very simple dimmer with no suppression, no interference suppressor or anything like that, not that great. So you've got the live, it goes to the big huge stud triac, which is, I'll just shift this along. Oh. That's this thing here. And there's, I'll just point the components out as we go over this, in fact. Sorry for the lighting, it really is just at a window, so to speak. So, I've got, from the live, it goes straight to the stud triac. That's this red wire here. Notice the green and yellow wire used for live? That's not great, that's earth normally. There's a 240k resistor here. Then the wire goes away across that, goes along this wiring loom with the two red wires, and it goes to just a 100k potentiometer in the front of the panel that can be used to adjust the heater power. Then that charges, should I say, on each half cycle, this capacitor here, which is this one, which is unusually big for 100 nano, but they've also used an identical one across the motor as suppression, so I'm guessing that's what, that was just the standard capacitor they had. And when the capacitor reaches a high enough voltage in each half cycle, this little diac here conducts, and that discharges a capacitor suddenly along this grey wire to the gate of the triac. An output of the triac then goes along this blue wire, and it goes to the slip rings assembly for the heater. Also, there are two yellow wires, one that's visible here, and one that's actually tacked to the heater and motor common, and they're going to a voltmeter in the front of the unit. So as you adjust the potentiometer, the meter's graduated 0 to 150 volts, and it's got a mark at 110 volts. I have to say, when I plugged this unit in, I've used this unit a wee bit, I got given it as a gift by a friend, the meter just went whack right to the end of the scale, so goodness knows what it was actually running the heater at. Now the heater is 15 ohms, and if we do the maths there, where's the calculator? Is this calculation even going to show? So if they're saying 110 volts, these are just rough values because lots of other technicalities come into play here, but just working on just fixed values of say 110 volts, 15 ohm heater, the current through the heater will be I equals V, 110 volts, divided by the 15 ohms of the heater, and that will give 7.3 amps. Which, if we multiply it by the 110 volts, gives us about 806 watts. So theoretically they're expected to be run at 800 or so watts. Now, I'm not sure what voltage is going out. Theoretically, if you turned the potentiometer to the point it was 240 going through that, then it would be 240 I equals V over R divided by the 15 ohms equals 16 amps times 240, and that would actually be closer to 4 kilowatts if you're running on 240 volts. Now, it's interesting to note that the unit, while I was exploring the wiring inside, had this 10 amp fuse, and it was all, and I noticed as I was pulling the wiring loom out to trace where these wires went to the voltmeter and the potentiometer, I noticed that some of the wires were stuck to the back of the fuse holder. In fact, it had melted its way through a lot of the wires, and bizarrely, the flex incidentally had the colours black, white and green for its main supply, and black in the UK traditionally meant neutral, but I believe it means live in America, but it was switched then on the white, which in America would, I think, be the neutral, and fused on the white. Well, it was switched on live and neutral, but it was fused on the white, and ironically, the back of the fuse holder got so hot that it melted through wires, but the one it had touched was the white one that was feeding the fuse, so it basically melted it to the point it bypassed itself. But there you go, the candy floss machines, they're quite interesting. They do gas ones as well, which I think are the indirect heated ones, basically a little burner underneath, I guess. I've never actually opened a gas one, but the gas ones are amazing. They just bang the candy floss out quite incredible speed. But yeah, so if you're ever wondering just what's inside.
Do really? Oh.
Comes out as white.
Wow. Overpriced much?
סושי במיטה או המבורגר עם חברים? מגיעים עליכם עם כל...
Napili ko siya sa Regina sa may Green Hills Shops building ko siya bili for 169 pesos. So bago ko namang sabihin,
Yes, Indianos!
ang sabihin ko na lang is, nasayang ba ang pera ko? Ito nasayang ba ang pera ko? Isa talaga to sa mga series na sobrang na-enjoy ko. And then bigla ko na lang naisip na yun nga, mag-rebrand. And isa siya sa mga series na gusto kong tanggalin. Pero gusto ko po kayo bigyan ng good news. Babalik na po siya. Marami nagre-request sa inyo na ibalik or gumawa pa ako na isang episode. So parang na-push ako na i-reconsider na ibalik talaga. Doon nakapag-decide na ako na iba.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। आज की इस वीडियो में हम
Salam alaikum.
करेंगे, इसको अनबॉक्स करेंगे और इसके अंदर लच्छा बनाकर इसको टेस्ट भी करेंगे। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले अगर आपने अभी तक मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो अभी सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। चलिए वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। ये
Okay. Huh?
So I've got a confession to make. I love candy floss. Unfortunately, candy floss is one of those things you really only get in the fair. I'm sure you can buy it in stores, but I've never really gone out of my way to look for it. So when I saw this home candy floss maker, I was very intrigued. Now, apparently, you can make candy floss at home with it. Now, this machine...
It's called the machine.
This one is the Satanic candy floss maker. It cost me £21.99, which is about $28, so really cheap. And if you get some decent candy floss out of it, I think, you know, if you've got kids, or well, you don't really have to have kids, to be honest. If you're an adult as well, you love candy floss. This might be a good addition for the kitchen, or for any party, or, well, for any occasion, really. Basically, on the box, usual stuff includes 10 bamboo sticks. Just add sugar, not included, obviously, that's fine. Includes detachable dishwasher-proof splash guard and sugar spoon, ideal for birthday, weddings, New Year's Eve, and all that stuff. Home machine for making candy floss at home. Yeah, alright, cool. Let's crack it open, let's have a look. See how good this candy floss machine really is. So, instruction manual. I think it's the actual machine itself. Let's take this inside. Oh, they pack that tight, don't they? There we go. Nothing else in the box. You get the bamboo sticks and a big red spoon. The actual candy floss machine itself. All wrapped up neatly, nicely. Put this to the side.
I hope they let us go inside.
Okay, don't want to break it yet. That is the machine itself. So, first impressions, I have no idea what I'm doing. This didn't make any sense. See, who needs anything? I'm sure that goes in there. Yeah, it does. That clicks in there. That's got to be it, right? It's a bit flimsy, I'll give it that. I mean, it's all a bit... like, it feels like it might break if you put too much pressure on the plastics.
That's China.
I'm gonna just go with the flow and ease it in a bit. Make sure it's all clicked in, which it is. Nice. I'm assuming that's it. So, looks alright, doesn't look too bad. It's got little suction cups at the bottom here that, you know, keep it from moving about. So where do you add the sugar? Let's just have a quick look. So, I'm gonna go grab some sugar. Alright, so I've got myself some nice sugar, as you can see. Standard white sugar. I'm gonna plug it in. Alright, it's already going. Alright, so let's leave it to 3 to 5 minutes. 1:52 now. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 4 minutes, please. Setting the alarm. now we sit and wait. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes, it's really heated up. You can actually see the heating element. Hopefully if I tip it a bit,
Yeah.
you can see in there the heating element, and it's really bringing off some heat. Now, essentially, I've grabbed myself one of these bamboo sticks, and I think you just pour the sugar in there. Yeah, you just pour some sugar in, and it creates candy floss. Alright. Somehow I feel it's spinning so quick, it's just gonna like throw. Do you turn the machine off as you pour it in? Because I feel that if I put the sugar in,
He's gonna fly.
you know, launch piping hot sugar into my face, which then stop the extractor head and oh yeah, you gotta alright, yeah. So you do have to stop it. Don't put the sugar in while it's spinning. So stop it. Let it stop. Come on. Come on. Alright, that should do. Let's just pour some sugar in. Alright. I think that should be enough. Maybe a bit more. Okay. And then this can't be right. Oh god. Maybe if I just move it about a bit.
Just turn it on.
Alright, alright. Oh! Oh! Look at this! Alright, so you let it build up, I'm assuming?
Estrella Damm. The beer of Barcelona.
We're selling those. I want to sell a lot of those. Maybe now.
Actually works. Now, colour-wise, it's obviously going to be white candy floss. This is white sugar. I don't know how they make different colours, but I assume... Oh yeah, here we go, look at that. I assume they just add food colouring into... Oh, this works nice. Ooh. It's like Spider-Man getting excited.
Lol. Stop. Stop.
Yeah, look at that. I think you're going to turn it a bit like this. I'm sure there's a bit of an art to it, and I'm sure people who have experience using candy floss machines are probably saying, what the hell are you doing, mate? You're just knotting it. But, hey, at the end of the day, if it's edible candy floss, I don't care. This is amazing, oh my god. Look at that. Starting to get the hang of it. Just gotta spin it around. Oh wow. Doesn't produce loads very fast, but it produces enough for, you know, a family to have a bit of excitement. And to be fair, this is just pure sugar, so you really shouldn't be eating so much of this stuff.
Nah.
Right, I'm going to turn it off. I think that's enough candy floss for this test. Right, now it's just a taste test. I mean, it feels like candy floss. That's proper candy floss. That is proper candy floss. Mmm. Mmm. Oh yeah. Just take it off the thing. Mmm. Yeah. Proper candy floss is nice. Yeah, I like it. I mean, what more can you ask for? It does what it says. It creates candy floss. Pretty good. I mean, 20, 21, 22 pounds at home, you know, if you've got kids, they'll love this. Obviously supervise them when you're making it, because this does get extremely hot. If anyone touches that, they'll get a nasty burn. So there is some dangers involved to it, but let's be real, you know, you'll be alright. Not entirely sure what the big spoon is. I'm assuming you can actually pour the sugar in with that. I don't know. But it creates proper candy floss. It tastes good. I mean, this was like a really quick test, but it did produce an alright amount. I'm sure if I filled up more sugar, it would produce more quicker. And as the machine warms up even more and more, the candy floss will come out bigger, etc. But I'm very impressed for the price. I mean, it's so cheap, so damn cheap, and you get decent candy floss out of it. I think kids will love it, adults will love it, anyone at a party will love it. It's a cool thing to have. Yeah, definitely. I'll be leaving a link to this in the description below.
Mini popcorn maker. Yeah, exactly.
Guys, it's Renee. So today I wanted to talk to you about the Presto hot air popper.
Presto!
Because I love popcorn, so I wanted to invest in something. I found it at Walmart during the holidays. It was like super affordable to me, from like what I've seen. It was $19.99. But yeah, this is pretty much what the box looks like. I didn't record the unboxing when I took it out of the box and all that stuff because I didn't remember to do that. Yeah, this is pretty much what this looks like. It's really cute actually, pretty simple actually, pretty minimalist and pretty self-explanatory. Doesn't have any like buttons or just anything sleek, I think. And the color is red, which I really like. It reminds me of one of those big popcorn machines. It comes with this tiny tray, is where you put your popcorn and the batter, which I'm going to tell you in a bit. Then it comes with this part, and then this is where the magic happens. Comes with instructions, which I read, believe it or not, because I wanted to see if you could add less popcorn to when you're like craving less. I'm going to be first placing the popcorn in my tray, following pretty much the instructions. This is the measurement that you add, and then you put them in like that hole in there, just as long as it doesn't cover the line. This line is like the max that you add, and then you cover it, then you add some butter. And just keep in mind that as soon as you plug it in, like it turns on. So it starts by getting hot, like from this part. It kind of reminded me of a hair dryer, kind of like the noise it was making and just how hot it got. And then just they start popping like this. Kind of like really fun to look at it because you can see the whole thing happening right in front of you. You don't need to move the bowl at all because I was wondering if I should just put the bowl right in there so none of my popcorn would pop.
It's so cool! I can't wait for it to be delivered.
To have like a big bowl, I'm not sure.
I'm showing this to my sister. How much time do we have? We have enough time. Shut up, everybody. What's their research question? Watch this, then give me phone. No, watch this, then give me phone. Sorry, I closed the door. Fine. I bought one of those and I bought cotton candy. Oh, fuck, I get up. Now with all these requesters and everything, we could probably just build a machine that builds us power armor without me having to worry about it. But you know that just hard is difficult. Mark II power armor. It is the Mark II power armor. We have 19 more minutes before we move on to Ass Creed, and then Stalker, and then Need Fast Speed, and then we play Skyrim because it's a Skyrim day and we cut up. And I'm gonna buy a black pepper shredder today. Pepper shredder. Guyava ve ananas. Ma Tarotse. But it's called Jew. Popcorn maker, popcorn maker. Dum dum dum. Come on. A tank. Let's research a tank. %. We're eventually gonna get into purple later. We had lots of military buildups, so. Whoa, one of the coppers are dead. That's the only copper place we got is up top, and it doesn't have full machines around it, so let's fix that. Oh, hold on. There. Okay. Now, actually, can we squeeze another one? No. Okay. Oh, great. We ran out of the, yeah, conveyor belts. Okay. Let's go grab some back home. Oh. Somebody replied to a comment I made on YouTube and the preview says KI. How much do you want to bet it says kid? Okay, it's kinda like that, lol. K, whatever. Ah, I closed YouTube. Okay. Mini popcorn maker. Okay. That should be enough. Let's go to the car. And some there. That's better. Woo! Almost got ran over. That's it. That's all of them chugging. That's good. All right. Eep. There you go. There. Oh, got 8 more minutes. Assassin's Creed. Cool, they're missing one more solar. No way. It's probably not even close to one solar. They're missing a bunch, probably. Oh wow, it actually just did an update. Holy shit. They actually managed to finish the construction I told them to finish. Well, how you like them apples? And it's nighttime now, so let's look at the power consumption. There. Is this enough to keep the machines running all night, or do I need more solar flowers? Let's see what happens. Huh. Last 50 hours is still... Okay. Yep. Yep, it's enough. Come on. Charge the accumulator. Go over. Go over. Go over. Chinese people invent hip-hop. It was stolen by Brackman, like my 92 Toyota Corolla. Charge. Charge. Come on. To 5. 2.6, yeah! So I actually have enough power. 9 flowers. Holy shit. It actually fucking did it. Well, it's missing 182 more fast belts, but it's making them slowly but surely. Should I teach him how to make the fast splitters and everything? Stone is going slow as well. We need to do something about stone. We have 1 stone, right? Yeah. Wow. Why not? No, it's lying. Six minutes.
Hey guys.
167 fast belts left. I'm glad they finished all the flowers on a span of one episode. Huh. I did though. Okay, that's it. 1 hour, guys. See you in Assassin's Creed in a sec.